Good morning.
Sound of our teen sports listeners, I'm your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Welcome back to Teen Sports Radio, where we're going to really shake things up today. First, in the house, Anthony Rodriguez is back, and he's going to be preparing us for the great shake and what that means when we are actually here, part of that on the ground, and everything starts moving. We've got Sky Ellsworth is going to be talking about the metaphysical relationship and the deeper connection between the quakes and the release of energy. We also have Ed Langlo is here with us this week. Really excited about that. Emily Richardson is going to do a little yoga move for us. And then, of course, we've got Kristine Marie. And when we all want to look up, okay, and turn our eyes to the skies. So, and then last thing we're going to do, we're going to have a rape up. We're going to talk about that brain rot, okay? Nobody wants to talk about it. And Dominique is going to talk about it because it's something that we really need to be aware of. And actually, this whole topic came to be because a week ago, we were at a stop and I don't know if we prevented it or whatever, but I'm telling you, car coming down street, kid texting, scrolling, or whatever. And I don't know, I just got this really gut feeling. I'm rolling down the window, hitting the horn, screaming. And yeah.
You want to prevent an accident.
Dominique said, I think you just saved a life today. I go, oh my God, my eyes are so watery. And I'm like, God, what is that? And so she did a deep dive, and we're going to be talking about that. But before we get to all that, I like to go around the room and give a little love to the community. And Dominique, who do you want to give some love to this week?
Actually, it's going to sound funny, but I want to give some love to our local pharmacists. So if you have like a CVS or Save-Ons or some pharmacist close to you, do you know you can go up and ask them questions? You don't have to just have a prescription. They are a wealth of knowledge and information. And there's people in our community that we don't give enough love to. So I want to give love and respect to our local pharmacists. They are a major resource.
Sweet. Emily, who do you want to give some love to?
Love to exercise instructors around town. They work so hard inspiring people. And so they go from gym to gym. Molly, Terry, I have some wonderful instructors, and they work really hard. So helping us keep healthy and fit. And so, yeah, giving those out, giving some love there.
Nice. Kristine Marie.
I really want to give love again to the Isla Vista Food Co-op downtown. I just walked in there the other day because it's burrito week, and I wanted to get the vegan burrito, which I put in my freezer because I'm on a fast right now. But I also found out that they're going to have a whole bulk section, and I'm so excited. So it seems like they're starting to come in more and more, and I just love having a co-op right downtown.
You're very blessed. How perfect.
Yep.
That's it. Anthony Rodriguez, what do you say?
I want to thank Father Bob for being such an amazing person because, you know what, anytime that I have a struggle or whichever, I know I can always count on him. And, I truly appreciate him because he's blessed my life in many different ways. And I'm so grateful for him. So thank you, Father Bob.
Wow. And then, as miracles be, guess what? He pops in. Can you hold yourselves, everybody? Father Bob is here, Anthony. Can you believe it? How did you do that, Anthony? Father Bob is here. How you doing, Father Bob?
I'm doing great. Thank God. It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day. And we brought you here today because and you can check the rolls, okay? There's a nice food order getting delivered. We have to go pick it up. And I want to talk about that. Your annual grab and go for the Santa Barbara Greek Orthodox Church is right around the corner, and we want to support you. We want to love you. We know it's a big, fundraiser for you guys, and it's October 25th and October 26th, and I put it up on the Facebook page. And so if somebody wants to get to that, how is it a website that we can go to?
Yep, super easy. GreekGrabGo.com.
Greek Grab, look at all my people are putting it in there. Greek Grab Go.com. grabgo.com. Okay, one more time. grabgo.com. Everyone's got to put it in there. The prices are amazing. Okay, Kristine, and I looked at it because I'm not an elimination diet myself, and there's things on there that we can both have. I'm getting the meatballs. Okay, I saw a meatball. You had me at the meatballs. Okay, now if you like more of a carby kind of thing, and I don't know the Greek names for it, but they had this like thing, and I know your mom grabbed it. I know you've got that, and we also got some lasagna, and we got what's a dessert. But yeah, we got the $20 size. That's 5 pieces. Okay, we didn't get the 1 piece. She puts down the 1 piece. I go, well, how big is that? $5. What are you going to get? And she goes, and then we scrolled down and we saw the rack-a-buckabla. We got that instead. I'm very excited about this. Dr. D, you got to jump in on this. I know you're a big supporter. All right, and we need to support the Greek Orthodox Church. We need to give them love. We need to talk about it. So how are we going to do that? I'm going to let you talk to Father Bob after. We're going to maybe look at little spits, between now and the 25th, because KZSB AM 1290 and 96.9 FM, this is what we do. We help the community and we love food. Okay. So, but you had him on food. Now I know, Dr. D, that you like Greek food. Am I right? What's your favorite?
I do indeed. As a matter of fact, many, many years ago in Phoenix at the local station I was working for, every Sunday I would produce a program. Now, I wasn't part of it other than producing it live on the air. It was the all-new Greek Family Hour, where I learned a few phrases like opa and efharisto. And, of course, I love baklava. Can't have a lot of it, but I love it. Gyros and all those good foods that the Greeks make. So I'm excited about promoting this wonderful food fest, we'll call it.
But Father Bob, what else can we do for you? How long have you been at the parish now? Because Pete told me that you were you haven't been, well, he goes, we got a great new priest. I don't know, new meaning, have you been there 5 years or whatever?
Yeah, this is my 10th year. So I'm just now, there's a couple people that don't think of me as the new kid.
There you go. Well, 10 years, that's amazing. So after this, what else can we do to help you?
Just come on down and support this and support the festival every year. We just had another great festival downtown at East Beach, which was a beautiful event. And it's really interesting that to mention that when COVID came along, we couldn't do our festival anymore. People that had waited all year to get their Greek food started complaining and said, how are we going to get Greek food? And that's why we started the Grab and Go. And so it was such a big hit for since COVID. We were doing it every year. And last year, when we announced that we're bringing the festival back, we got calls saying, this doesn't mean you're getting rid of the Grab Go, does it?
Right.
So people still love coming down.
Yeah, well, I tell you, everyone has got to just jump on that Greek Grab. And is it Grab and Go? Now I already messed it up.
Nope, just Greek Grab Go. We would do GGG, but it was taken. And make sure you get some loukoumades, because that's what I make. They're the donut holes, and we cover them with special syrup that I make, and walnuts and cinnamon, and it's orange flavored. They're wonderful.
Blessed. Yeah. and if you eat them, you go to heaven, right?
Amen. Twice.
That's it. No, you don't pass go. You just shoot. No purgatory, none of that. You just go straight. That's it, because you ate those donuts. I love that. You had me at the donuts. Okay. GreekGrabGo.com.
Yes, ma'am.
You guys got to get in on this. All right. The prices are super reasonable. We've already done it. And looking forward to picking it up and grabbing it and going and eating it. And I will give you the feedback, too, because this is going to be an annual event for us for sure, because it's on a Saturday and we're inviting all of our friends. So, all right.
Erica, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Does that fit the diet that you're on? Those
no, because I'm going to have to. I'm getting the meatballs. I'm getting the meatballs, and I'm getting the string beans, but I have to wash off the tomatoes. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at those dolmas. Those look amazing, and maybe some olive oil. We haven't had olive oil in a while.
Yum. Okie dokie.
And when you come to pick it up, you can take a tour of our facilities as well in our church. So I hope to see you.
And so if we pre-order now, then we can pick it up on the 25th or 26th. Is that what it is?
Yes, ma'am. You select a time that you're going to pick it up.
Thank you.
We're picking ours up at 1:00 on the 26th if anybody wants to meet me. Okay, bye-bye. You're up next. Right after these messages.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Welcome back to Teen Sport Radio Show. This is Emily Richardson, a.k.a. Sarthina on the yogic path. Today, we'll explore yoga asanas. What they are, how they're different from other kinds of exercise, and how they benefit both teens and families. All right, are we ready? What are asanas? Yeah? Asanas are physical postures in yoga. Unlike typical workouts that focus mainly on strength, speed, or endurance, asanas combine movement, breath, and mindfulness. They are designed to bring balance to the body and calm to the mind. The benefits of practicing asanas are that they improve flexibility and balance, strengthen the muscles in a gentle, mindful way. They support focus and reduce stress. They encourage healthy postures and breathing, and they promote overall well-being for body and mind. Are we ready to do a little yoga?
Yes.
All right. So this is so key because, when we talk about the benefits of yoga for teens and families, one of the things we really want to do is, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, is posture, right? So we were talking, Erica, earlier, you were talking about, almost crashing into somebody who was on their phone or, they're looking down. And all the time we're on our technology. Right now we're on our technology, right? So the very first pose we're going to do is a mountain pose. So if everybody will join me in standing up and being a nice tall mountain, and if you're not able to stand up, you can do this seated, right? So we're really going to get rooted in our body, our feet, and we're going to become this really nice, strong, tall mountain. And so our head is going to be right over our neck, and everything is nice and straight and tall. And that's just a simple thing that you can do to be in a good focused position, right? So these benefits encourage healthy posture, and they build balance and concentration. So now our next pose is going to be our cat-cow. So the cat-cow is a posture, and if we are actually, before I do that, let me just go over the couple of different types of asanas, right? So we have forward bends, we have inversions, we have some counter poses, and all of these help with circulation and igniting that parasympathetic nervous system, which is what calms our nervous system. And so what are
the asanas that teens like the best?
Okay, well, I think one of them that teens like the best is and I think one that's really key is our balance pose. So our tree pose.
Yes, I love that. Yes.
So if we're standing up tall, and if we take one foot and we make like a tree, so after our mountain pose, we can become a tree, and we can put one leg up and you can balance on the wall. And then this is a really good one for rooting, being rooted, and then also having the flexibility to move around. So you can bring one leg up and you can get in a little prayer pose if you want, or bring your arms up. And this is a way to balance body, mind, and spirit. And
you know what? For teen athletes, that balancing, the yoga asanas for balancing are fabulous for improving your game.
Yeah, if you get up out of bed and you start doing poses like this, that's really all you need. To get yourself the body going, refresh,
put you in the parasympathetic nervous system.
Yes, that's really super important. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and one more pose we'll do, which is the eagle pose, which is if you're from that tree pose, what you can do is you can twist your leg around the other leg, and you can bring your opposite arm around, and you can make it.
I love that. You get all twisted up.
You get all twisted up, and that's another type of yoga. It's interesting to do yoga on the radio because I'm like, I'm going to show people how to do it. So it's definitely an experiment, but I think it is so helpful. It's so helpful for concentration and peace of mind. And so you can wake up. There are certain poses to wake up to and ignite your energy. And then at night, to relax and calm yourself down. Legs up the wall is a perfect example of doing that. And so, and the other one that's really good is warrior pose. So if you need to get really strong, you can put those arms up really tall and make your warrior pose. So you can be courageous and be a spiritual warrior in your life. Stand up for what you believe in. And, really.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. We're going to take a quick little break. We'll be back with a lot more. All right, stretch. Yoga asanas.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Welcome back to Teen Sports Radio, everyone. This is Sky Ellsworth, and I'm a student at Life Chiropractic College West. And as always, I'm very excited to be with you here today, talking about how to bring the world to a unreasonable and extraordinary level. Today, I think it would be a great idea to talk about something that we experienced up here in the Bay Area, which was kind of fascinating and interesting and shook some things up, and talk about how that can apply to each and every one of you and what's actually going on in the world and our universe. So, a nice light topic to have on the show, but something that can be an absolute life changer once you understand how the universe is actually working and how it's working for you in your lives. So what happened up here is, I guess it was now a few nights ago, we had a very interesting earthquake that shook us all up at around 3 a.m, and it hit Berkeley. And we're a little bit south of that, so I woke up. I'm from the East Coast. We don't really have earthquakes, we don't have earthquakes. Period. So I woke up, and I had no idea what was going on. The house was shaking very intensely. Things were jangling, and luckily nothing fell off a shelf or anything. But when you're half in dream world and you're shocked awake, and I had no idea what was going on, and I'm like throwing myself over the bed and trying to figure out, do we need to run outside? What's happening? Is there a home intruder? What's going on? So it was very interesting, and I had a conversation with my wife Sonia about it afterwards. And she was reminding me that one of the purposes of earthquakes, one of their primary purposes, is to dissipate energy. So when you have a lot of energy that's built up, earthquakes, because they're on fault lines have that energy that kind of sucks stuff down and in. If you've ever lived on a fault line, oftentimes people will have lower energy or limited manifestations, or they have a sense that things aren't necessarily going their way when they're living on a fault line, because it has the energy of sucking things down and in. And with an earthquake, it's the same idea. When a lot of energy has built and come to a breaking point, it'll take that energy and suck it away down and in and help it to dissipate out into the field. which is really fascinating to think about. And why might that have happened now in Berkeley in particular? So Berkeley is a really interesting place because it's always been this hotbed for activism. I guess it's more far left. Doesn't really matter. But the point is that with everything that's been going on politically and in the world and all of these different opinions, the energy in Berkeley has kind of come to this precipice where everyone is all up in arms and about everything and all of these, varying political opinions. And, it's been an area where a lot of this energy has built and just kind of stagnated. And then the earthquake came in and shook things up and dissipated some of that energy that just got to be a little bit too much. So in a universal sense, what I want you all to start thinking about is recognizing that the universal intelligence that exists is destructive in nature. It's always moving towards breakdown. A reflection of that universal intelligence, the innate intelligence that moves through your body, that organizes the wisdom in your body, that keeps you well, that allows you to breathe without having to tell your body that to take the next breath. That innate intelligence is what's reorganizing within you as a reflection of the universal intelligence. So what does that mean when it comes to this earthquake? Well, everything is always in a constant state of reorganizing. So without getting, too political here, maybe it is getting a little bit political, but, we start to think about, some of those controversial topics like climate change being one of them. And yes, absolutely, the climate is changing. And I think that we all need to understand that it's a natural adaptation to the pressures that we've put on it. And we have to understand that it's not one perspective or the other. It's usually a combination of the two. It's usually a third perspective. So, one side has it right that humans are putting an incredible, intense burden on the universe. Absolutely. But, part of the belief is that the world is going to end. And, the other side has it right as well, that there's an organizing intelligence that will always allow things to compensate. So even in the universe, when you have something that really throws things off, like the political tension that built up all over the country, but Berkeley is just one of those places where the energy is just very high and very buzzy, and the earthquake was able to dissipate that. The universe was making a compensation. So too does this happen in your body and in your lives when the energy is available. The challenge is when we have something going on in our energy or our lives, or we're stuck or fixated in a certain way that doesn't allow that energy to flow. That's when we end up with chronic conditions, and not just chronic conditions in your body. And those could be things like, chronic fatigue, arthritis, depression, anxiety, right? All of these things that go on for a really long time. I just totally lost my train of thought. Oh, right. When we have those chronic things, we need a little bit of instability to shake things up so that we can reach higher levels of organization. Okay, well, what about when you have something that's more acute? When there's something that's more acute, sometimes you want to bring a little bit more stability to that situation. Maybe the time for increasing instability to cause things to shift, to create better, to create more energy, to transform things to another level. Maybe that energy isn't available right now, and we need to return things to a balance point, to a homeostasis. So the point of all this, you can take this and reflect it on your life. I know we've talked a lot about stability and instability in the past and when those things are coming up. But the point that I want you all to take away is that you are a reflection. You as a body, you as a soul, the life you're living, the cultural field that you're inhabiting is all a reflection of a larger universe. And we are governed by those same laws. And it's important to understand that, because when you know that there's a force that is moving you, that is guiding you, you can let go. And that freedom, that ease, that understanding that it's okay to let go and just be and let life move you and have that sense of trust, and that when instability is happening, that it's for a good reason. Your perspective on these things matters. That when life is a little too crazy and we need that stability, that's okay too. And to recognize that every single thing that we're experiencing is the same thing that the universe is experiencing. And it's okay to be a part of that fabric that is weaving us all together. And having that knowledge is what sets us free, and we're able to AAA it. Remember, we've talked about that before. Become aware of something, acknowledge something, and then accept something. So I would ask yourself, in your life or in your body or in your community, in your cultural field, whatever it is, where has energy kind of built to a precipice, kind of like it did in Berkeley? Where might that energy need a release or someplace more efficient to go? How in your life are you trying to create balance? And is balance really what you want in that moment? Or do you want to create more instability to create a higher level of organization? Or are things going so crazy and out of control that you want a little bit of stability? Where do you want to be in your life right now? And how can you be the most out of the way and open to letting those forces guide you so that you can trust and live life to a higher potential? All right, cool. Well, that was a fun little discussion. I hope that you can take something from it, and I look forward to talking with you next week. And up next, we have If Only I'd Known with Ed Langlo.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
For Teen Sports Radio, I'm Ed Langlo with today's segment of If Only I'd Known, a mentor's moment with our teen listeners. Now, many years ago, when I was a student at Peabody Grammar School, we were told a story, a parable with a moral, designed to encourage us to do our share of the productivity in life. It was a story about the animals in the forest and their efforts to bake a cake. Old Grandma Rabbit wanted to bake a cake, but she had grown old and needed help as there was so much to do. First, she needed flour, so Grandma Rabbit asked Red if he would go into town for the flour. Red, being a fox, knew all the tricks, and off he went. Next, an egg was needed, and the Banty Hen was more than willing to produce a big brown egg right on the spot. Next, she needed wood for the fire under her oven, and asked the Coyote if he would help gather up some branches and start a fire. To which the Coyote replied, "Are you kidding? I don't do that kind of work." And off he went. When the cake was finally finished and all the animals gathered around to have a piece, the Coyote said, "Yeah, I'll have a piece." To which Grandma replied, "You wouldn't share in the making of the cake, so you shouldn't share in eating it." The moral is, don't be afraid to do your part in life. Don't be lazy. It doesn't pay very well. You go out and spend a lot of energy on the soccer field or playing football, and it's fine. But if you're working in the yard, it becomes hard, even though you spend the same amount of energy. What's up with that? Well, it's all in your head. It's what you make of it. If you tell yourself, "I hate yard work, it's too hard," then that's what it's going to be. Too hard. Instead, if you tell yourself, "I like working in the yard, and watching the peach tree grow, and I really like eating those peaches." This philosophy doesn't have to be about work. It can be about a lot of things, like reading. Abraham Lincoln once said, "A capacity and taste for reading gives access to whatever has already been discovered by others." I just wish I could have wrapped my teenage head around that years ago, because the wages for dumb aren't very high either. It's a little late in the game of life for me to develop a desire to learn, but I now enjoy learning. I saw something this morning about how the depiction of cavemen and dinosaurs together is bull, because dinosaurs went extinct 65 million years ago, and the earliest humans, Australopithecus, only date back 6 million years, and Homo sapiens around 300,000 years. I spent an hour reading and putting notes in my phone so I could remember those numbers. Promise you this, If you combat laziness with some self-talk and learn as much as you can, you'll live a much more successful life and gain more respect from all the people around you.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Hello, Dominique Hackett, Santa Barbara Wellness Center. Hey, Teen Sports Radio family. I want to do a really quick hygge. Normally, Don Sanders catches us, but we had a situation where we helped probably rescue a teen who was scrolling on their iPhone and not seeing the traffic. So really happy to have avoided that accident. But it made me think about what's happening to our brains when we get stuck in all this scrolling. And I realized, oh my gosh, this is all related to a hygge. So hygge is that Danish word for the coziness that we embrace in our life and that brings our parasympathetic nervous system back online so that we are content, right? So you think, hot chocolate, a candle, firelight, a blanket. That's a hygge moment, right? So what's happening for teens and all of us, when we get hooked to our phones and we're sitting there scrolling, we are having multiple emotions within a very short period of time. You can jump from a funny animal video to a really sad story about a breakup, to something scary, a world event where there's a war going on, to oh my gosh, a grandma video. So it's like our emotions are bouncing so fast, our dopamine centers can't keep up. And what happens is after a certain amount of time of scrolling and so many days and so many months and so many years of scrolling, you start to get numb. And it's not that you lack empathy, but your dopamine receptors are just blown out because you experience so many emotions in such a short period of time. Our brains aren't built for this. So they're literally calling it brain rot because now what happens for teens and people, they can't go deep. They can't sit and just read a book for like an hour, or work on a project, or practice a musical instrument, or do yoga. It's we've burnt out our receptors. So I was talking to Emily about this, and I'm so glad she talked about the mountain pose and the tree pose and so forth. These are actually hygge moments where you're creating a coziness inside of your body, and you're healing the brain rot. You're healing your dopamine receptors that have been overused.
So parents, again, another teaching moment. A lot of schools are doing this right now. I know St. Raphael's does it. I mean, I am for the elimination, of phones in schools. We don't need the kids. There's ways that they can trick you thinking that you're paying attention to them, by wearing earbuds and just, getting all of that dopamine. It's not good. It's not healthy. So, and I wish restaurants would say no phones. I mean, we just got to shut it. There's some, but we need to shut it down. Parents, you need to really be mindful of this because I don't want to have to, see your kid going across the street and almost get hit by a car. It scared the hell out of me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So, So anyway.
And I had a random thought in regards to hygges and hygge moments. I realized when Emily was talking about asanas, I kind of think of tarot cards as holding a pose for the energy of that card. Have you ever thought about that, Kristine? As though with tarot that, the image on the card it's kind of like it's a pose. Oh, I think your mic.
Kristine?
I've never thought about it that way before. That's really interesting. No, I hadn't thought about that. I mean, and the interesting thing is there are so many different cards. There's so many.
Exactly.
That people have I guess everyone holds an asana differently as well, right? It's because how our body holds that asana and what we can do and how we do the best that we can with it, Yeah.
Exactly. And I was just thinking, well, gosh, what's happening for us this week?
What's happening for us this week? Okay, well, we are, it is Tuesday, October 30th, and the moon is waxing. Last week we had that the equinox, and we had the that new moon and that eclipse, and so now the moon is in the moon is in Capricorn and it's waxing, meaning it's growing and it's heading towards full. I can't think of when the full moon is right now, but so right now the Capricorn moon, probably the full moon is this coming Sunday. It's about 2 weeks, 14 days. So this coming weekend will be the full moon. And so the moon right now in Capricorn is, it's trining Venus, meaning it's in a good conversation with Venus. So it's a good time for love, everybody. Which is wonderful. And it's squaring Mercury, which is a difficult time for conversation. Squares are sort of conflicts, and trines are easy. A trine is something that's like a positive conversation, and a square is sort of like coming up against something. And so, so that's
interesting that we had all these earthquakes during this solar eclipse, lunar eclipse window. I just thought, because whenever earthquakes come along with eclipses, I'm like, wow, the universe is rocking.
Well, yeah, what's kind of interesting is, we couldn't see the eclipse here from our side of the planet. It's on the other side, but yeah, it's moving, it's rocking, things are changing. So, it's just it is interesting how those things coincide with planetary movements as well. Everything. I think everything's always connected, even though sometimes we think it might not be.
This leads into Anthony, because I tell you, it's not even so much the shaking and the rattling and the rolling, but it's the tsunamis, and I follow it very closely. And Anthony, what's coming up here in Santa Barbara? Because we are all aware that we're on our 100th year anniversary, and
for Santa Barbara.
Of our great sake, and we've totally prepared. We've actually went through our bug out bags, and all my friends and family are into the bug out bag mood. What do we need to do?
Oh man, let me tell you. Every year we have the Great Shakeout, which is the largest earthquake drill in the United States and the world, actually, and it's always done in October. And they do it in the schools. We have a good time with it. And it's just a friendly reminder of the fact that, we're an earthquake country. So you got to always remember that you're an earthquake country, because, disasters don't knock on the door and say, hey, you know what? Here I come, right? They're completely unexpected at any time. It could just happen. So you have to prepare beforehand. And how do you do that? Well, you could do the 7 steps to earthquake safety. The first step is to secure your space. Identify anything that could fall, hurt you, block you. And, especially like those bookshelves, make sure that you have the heavy stuff at the bottom, light stuff on top. Next thing, you got to think about it. Plan to be safe. Number 2, create a family emergency plan. That can include the evacuation routes, meeting points, and a communication plan. Number 3, organize your disaster supply kit. Put the stuff that you're going to need, first aid kit, your medications, extra glasses if you wear glasses, anything like that is so important. It's literally unbelievable, because I broke my glasses during fiestas and I was going crazy. So that's really important. Another thing you got to think about is number 4, which a lot of people forget. You have to minimize your financial hardship. So how do you do that? You got to protect your important documents, organize them in a safe place, and consider purchasing earthquake insurance, to help with the recovery costs. Put some money on the side. And talking about money, when you're getting your kit together, make sure you have small bills. Don't have large bills, because then you're going to pay $100 for a gallon of water. Now, during an earthquake, we're going to go to step 5, is you got to drop, cover, and hold on. If the ground starts to shake, just drop to your knees if possible. And if you can't, that's okay. But cover your head. That's the most important, your head and your organs. If you're in bed, stay in bed, face down, and protect your head with a pillow. If you're outdoors, make sure you stay away from large buildings, street lights, and power lines. Now, the next one is to improve your safety. After the shaking stops, check yourself. Make sure you're okay. Check others for injuries and help others in case they are injured. Another one, and the very last step, number 7, is reconnect and restore. Check on your loved ones again, neighbors. Prepare for aftershocks, because you never know. Sometimes aftershocks come right after the large one, or maybe a couple of days later, but just be ready for them aftershocks. And then gradually resume your daily activities. They're pretty easy steps, and if you do it beforehand, it'll be faster to get back to where you were before. It's never going to be the same, but at least you'll be safe. So remember, we have the Great Shakeout, the third week of October, and at 10:16, that's when you'll be drop covering and hold down with the whole world.
Anthony, is there a place you can access those steps for people who want to have them written?
Oh, absolutely. You can go on to the Earthquake Country Alliance, and you can get all the 7 steps, and it'll give you handouts, checklists, anything that you need. And then you have my information right on that website as well.
Thank you.
Sweet, Anthony. Thank you. Wow,
Thank you.
another great show. That's a wrap for today's Teen Sports Radio. One last reminder. Don't forget, Santa Barbara, when we're doing the Great Shake, you might get hungry afterwards, okay? We got Santa Barbara Greek Orthodox Church Grab and Go is coming up this Saturday, October 26th. You hit GreekGrabGo.com, okay? And then scan it, and then put your order in. All the food is extremely reasonable. We've already did it. And we got from spanakopita to baklava, all while supporting a super great cause, a Greek Orthodox Church. Let's all come together, enjoy a meal, and support our local Greek Orthodox Church. See you there. And remember, this is KZSB AM 1290, the Santa Barbara here. It's the station that talks throughout Santa Barbara. And teens, remember, I say this every week, you be you, because everybody else is taken. God bless. See you next week.